What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to our top 5 play show, and man does it feel good to be back. At the end of this video, I'll be briefly going over what's been happening these past couple of weeks, and then we'll be running a skill cap giveaway to get 5 of you free access to their site, so don't miss out on that. I know you guys have been waiting a while for this, so let's dive into our first play from Sergeant Gary on support Lee Sin. In the beginning, we see him waiting in the brush for the enemy bot lane to approach. When Sona goes to ward, he jumps behind her into a kick to knock her directly to Ezreal, and then they burst her down for the quick kill. The enemy Zed roamed from mid and found his way behind them, ulting Lee, but a great heal from Ezreal speeds them away as they fall back because the friendly Pantheon is here. Gary waits to reactivate his Q following Zed, and then he W's to the creep, landing a double slow. He quickly moves to get a better angle to land Sonic Wave, hitting it just before the creeps get in the way, and then he goes ham, flashing in a range to activate Resonating Strike, which also barely gets him out of tower range. He heads into the enemy jungle as Lucian falls, but Pantheon gets the stun, forcing him to dash and then retreat back to the tower. Lee Sin moves back in for the final Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike for the third kill in this play. Our number 4 play from Vincent on Orianna takes us to a crucial early game fight at Dragon as blue team try to contest it. We see the gold scores are pretty even, but with 2 members dead on their team, the enemy team rushed directly to Dragon. Maokai is headed back to top lane when he sees a good opening to join the fight with the teleport to the ward, forcing the enemy team to back up. Thresh winds up the hook, catching him right away as they try to focus him down, but before they can, Orianna sends her ball in straight into a massive shockwave which instantly pops Rammus. Maokai goes down, but Jarvan is here to take his place, and he closes the gap with an EQ into Cataclysm, locking in Lucian for another kill. Orianna flashes to make sure she can continuously apply the red buff slow on Syndra, and although it's close, she knows Syndra ulted Maokai, so she confidently picks up the quad plus Dragon with her team. Landing in at our number 3 spot, we have Bastions on Zed with a few clutch moves to outplay the enemy team. He knows they want to do Dragon, so he roams from mid, catching Ezreal off guard with huge bursts into an immediate ult to avoid CC from Riven. He gets in the brush, blindsiding Kha'Zix with a flash auto into a mini swap to dodge the tornado, and then he turns around to focus Janna. Between Ghostblade and Red Buff, he stays on top of her, getting the triple before swapping out to kite Riven, finishing her with a double shurikens for the quad. Coming in at second place, we have Neoxys on Gnar with a sick teamfight play in a close match. Right off the bat, we see the enemy team pushing mid, but he's off to the side, annoying them while building up rage to eventually transform. The enemy team try to catch him isolated, but he does the unexpected and jumps in, waiting out the silence, and as it ends, he ults in Mega Gnar form, chaining it with his Z as his team jumps in. The enemy team tries to fight back, but between all the follow-up ults and damage from blue team, they get the 4-for-1 and push up mid for towers. And for our number 1 pro play for this week, we have Johnny Love on Fizz with a sick play in a losing team fight. We start this at the break of battles. LeBlanc goes in and takes out their tank, and then the enemy team dives, so Fizz falls back. The bug gets a reset, but Fizz E's when he jumps, successfully disengaging himself from the losing fight, but his teammates get wiped up. Looking for a way to get back in, he sees Jinx being forced towards him to drop the turret, so he flash WQs to burst her, and then he uses Playful and Ignite into Zhonya's to negate the all-in from Kha'Zix. Blitzcrank doesn't quite die, so he chases with a Z, putting him into range to Q and take out the robot. He then uses the Lichbane proc with red buff to slow and kite Kha'Zix, forcing him to flash, but an amazing Q creates distance, and then he E's to finish Trundle. He waits for him to revive him, then starts moving closer, baiting Kha'Zix to all in him again, but an incredible E avoids the damage, allowing for the ace. And for the bonus clip of the week, we have CNS Gamer on Thresh with a super funny escape play that takes the enemy team for a wild ride. I'm going to use this time to briefly talk about the past few weeks and what's been going on in regards to our channel, and then I'll talk about the skill cap giveaway. So I made a vlog about what's been going on, but I'll give you guys the shorter TLDR version. A few weeks back, patch 420 came out, and with it brought several bugs to both low replay and Baron replays. Those are the types of replays we accept for submissions, and when they stopped working, all of a sudden people started submitting less and less, and eventually we had nothing to go off of. The bugs for patch 420 got fixed up, but then a few days later, patch 4.21 came out and brought another wave of bugs to fix. As I said in my vlog, Low Replay has released several updates, and the newest update works on the current patch, so be sure to grab that update, start playing some games, and submit. If you want an even better reason to submit, the lovely folks over at SkillCap have raised their prize for this video and the next few top 5s to 100 bucks if you get the number 1 spot. So congrats to Johnny Love for winning that prize, and with that, I want to get into our giveaway. All you have to do to enter is comment down below with your favorite change introduced in the preseason, and I'll go through and pick 5 people at random to YouTube message and give free SkillCap accounts to. With all this talk about the newer patches, I wanted to show you guys something I found that puts SkillCap above any other similar service available right now. In a previous video, I talked about how well they keep their stuff up to date, but this site is insane. As you can see, this is SkillCap's guide to Season 5, and it was produced 20 days ago, very close to the the release of patch 420. In this 45-minute long video, Valkyrin goes over all the patch notes and breaks everything down, telling you what to look out for and what the changes will mean. And this is just a single video. Look at all these sections detailing everything from minion control to zoning to trading, and it goes on and on. The reason I brought up this patch 420 breakdown video is because this is something you would dream to see Valkyrin cover and end up on the front page of Reddit. But instead of the 5 to 10 minute quick version you'd see on Reddit, you get an extremely more detailed version, and this is just one of the many options available on their site. If you want to give it a try, I'll drop a link in the description box and put an annotation on the screen, and I promise guys you won't regret it if you're serious about getting better at League. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment to enter the giveaway, submit some sick plays on our site, and of course have a wonderful day.